Welcome to Simple Science at Home. Hi, I'm Miss Joanne from the Lucy Robbins Wells Library, and I'm here to do an experiment with you. This experiment is going to be about density. Now, I've done density before with number 5, Simple Science at Home, but that was with all liquids. This one has water and other substances or solids, like an apple. So let's get started. What you would want to use is a bucket, but because you can't see the bucket, so you won't be able to see what's floating and sinking, I'm going to use glasses. We are going to start with a simple one. I have a big tall jug and I have some carrots and celery. Now, it doesn't matter how big or how small the items are, or how heavy or how light they are. It has to do with the density of the item versus the density in the water. So if we take 2 pieces of celery, and 1 piece of celery and 1 carrot, and we put them in, let's see what happens. And if you see, the celery is floating on top and the carrot went straight to the bottom. Can you see that? Excellent. Now, what if we just took a small piece of carrot and a small piece of celery? Would the same thing happen? Let's give it a try. There goes the carrot. Can you see it floating down? And the celery. And there it is, floating right on top. Now, what would happen if we took a cup and added some salt to it? Would the water now be less dense or more dense than the carrot? What you would do is you would take it and you would stir it until the salt was all dissolved, which I did earlier. So we're going to work with this cup right now. And I'm going to take some carrots, slices. Here's a really thin one. And now the carrot is floating. And let me see, here's a really big one. And that one is floating as well. Let's see, how about if we take this great big carrot end that still floats? Can you see? Now, what if we take those same pieces of carrots out of the salt water and put it into a bowl with no salt? Ready? And there it goes, right to the bottom. So by adding the salt to the water, we've now made the water more dense than the carrot, and therefore the carrot being lighter in density, it floats on the top now. You give it a try. Okay, now I have 2 glasses of water here. And I have an orange. Doesn't matter if it's a small orange or a clementine or a big orange. You could do it the same experiment. So I'm going to put that there. And they both float. But what if I took this and I peeled it? I'm going to peel half of it. See what happens. Okay. It still floats, but it's a little lower than this one, but not by much. But let's say I finish peeling it, which I actually did earlier with the biggest one I could find. Now let's place that in the cup. Let's see what happens. And there it goes, sinking right down to the bottom. Okay, now I have paper towels, just because I might need them to dry my hands. You could use a regular towel. Now I'm going to take this back and I'm going to scoop out the pieces that are floating on the top just so they don't get in my way. Okay, and I'm going to now take some small objects. This is a rock. This is a slightly bigger rock, but not by too much. It weighs just a little bit more. Let's see what happens when we put these in. Went right to the bottom. And these are about the same size. This is not a rock though. So I'm gonna put this rock in, and this is a cork. Let's see what happens with the cork. And that floats right on top. So what we're going to do now is take this cork out of our way, and we're going to take a soda can that's still sealed, and we're going to put it right in here. And it floats. Now what happens if we take a soda can that has no soda in it, and we put that one in our tub of water? It also floats. I'm going to leave it to you to take that soda can, fill it up with water, or put the soda back in it, whatever. Okay, now this is full of water, and this is still full of soda. This one is sealed, this one is not. If I put this in the water, what's going to happen? Well, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let you do it at home. Just give it a try and see what happens with the can that has the liquid replaced inside. Alrighty, I have an apple here. You could take the apple, and that floats right on top too. But what would happen if you take that apple and cut it up into pieces? Would the pieces being smaller still float? Would they sink? What if you just took the core out of the middle? So now you have an apple with a hole going through the inside of the apple. Would that float or would that sink? Give it a try. You never know. I mean, who would have thought that an orange with the skin and an orange without the skin would have two different results? So go ahead, give it a try. Find objects around your house that your parents say is okay to put in water. See what floats and sinks. The celery floated. Maybe if you didn't use water, maybe if you used another substance like oil, or whatever your parent says is okay to use, see if it still floats on top, which would mean it has less density than the liquid that you're using, or if it floats to the bottom, that means now your liquid is less dense than the celery. Give it a try, have fun, and remember, be safe and make sure your parents say it's okay to take all these things and pop them in water. Have fun.